Have you heard of the Line? It's Saudi Arabia's ambitious plan for a futuristic city, a 170-kilometer-long skyscraper laid on its side, housing 9 million people in a completely car-free, carbon-neutral environment. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. A bold leap into the future of urban living. The promotional videos are stunning, showcasing a mirrored megastructure cutting through the desert with lush greenery, flying vehicles, and a perfect AI-managed society. But what if I told you this grand vision, this $1 trillion dream, might be destined to fail before a single person ever moves in? Today, we're going to look past the glossy marketing and dive into the serious challenges that could turn the Line into the world's most expensive ghost town. First, let's talk about the sheer scale of this thing. We're talking about a structure 170 kilometers long, 500 meters tall, and only 200 meters wide. To put that in perspective, it's longer than the distance from London to Brighton and taller than the Empire State Building. Constructing something of this magnitude has never been attempted before. The engineering challenges are astronomical. You have to consider wind forces across such a long surface, seismic activity in the region, and the thermal expansion and contraction of materials in the extreme desert heat. Even with the best technology, the risk of structural issues is immense. Think about the logistics of just getting the materials there. We're talking about millions of tons of steel, glass, and concrete that need to be transported to a remote desert location. The carbon footprint of the construction phase alone could be massive, which ironically contradicts its goal of being a zero-carbon city. Then there's the human element. The Line is designed to be a linear city. Everything you need is supposed to be within a 5-minute walk. Sounds convenient, right? But psychologically, what does it mean to live inside a giant, enclosed corridor? The design proposes a completely artificial environment. Sunlight would be limited, especially for those on lower levels, potentially blocked by the towering 500-meter walls. While there are plans for parks and open spaces, they would all be contained within the structure. This raises serious questions about the mental and physical well-being of residents. Humans have an innate need for open skies and natural landscapes. Living in what is essentially a high-tech canyon could lead to feelings of claustrophobia, anxiety, and a disconnect from the natural world. There's a reason we build cities that spread out, not just up or sideways. And let's not forget the linear problem. The city is 170 kilometers long. Well, there are plans for a high-speed train to get you from one end to the other in just 20 minutes. What about daily life? Social networks tend to form in clusters. In a traditional city, you can move in any direction to meet friends, go to different restaurants, or explore new neighborhoods. In the Line, your movement is restricted to 2 directions, forwards or backwards along a line. This could create a strange social dynamic where your world becomes incredibly long, but also incredibly narrow. It could feel less like a vibrant city and more like a very, very long hallway. Your social circle might be limited to people in your immediate section, making the city feel like a series of disconnected villages rather than a cohesive whole. Now let's look at the technology. The Line is supposed to be a cognitive city run by artificial intelligence. AI would manage everything from the climate and energy supply to public services and transportation. It promises a seamless, efficient life, but this level of automation brings up huge concerns about privacy and control. To function, the AI would need to collect vast amounts of data on every single resident, every movement, every purchase, every interaction. You would be living in a state of constant surveillance. Who controls this data? How is it used? What happens if the system is hacked or if there's a glitch? A power outage or a system failure in a regular city is an inconvenience. In a fully automated, enclosed city like the Line, it could be a catastrophe, trapping millions of people. The economic viability is another major red flag. The estimated cost is a staggering $1 trillion, and some projections put it even higher. Saudi Arabia is funding this through its Public Investment Fund, which is trying to diversify the country's economy away from oil. But can a project this expensive ever generate a return on investment? It needs to attract 9 million residents, including a significant number of international expatriates and businesses, to be successful. But why would people and companies choose to move to an unproven, experimental city in the middle of the desert? They would be giving up the established infrastructure, culture, and social networks of existing global cities for a life inside a massive, untested structure. It's a huge gamble. If they can't attract enough people, the line will be operating at a massive loss, draining resources that could be used for other, more practical development projects. Already, we are seeing signs of trouble. The initial plan was to have 1.5 million residents by 2030 and complete the entire 170-kilometer length, however. Recent reports from insiders suggest that the project has been drastically scaled back. The new goal is to complete the point-per-kilometer section by 2030, housing little lesser than 300,000 people, while the official line is that the project is being built in stages. This dramatic reduction in scope raises serious questions about its feasibility. It suggests that the financial and logistical realities are starting to hit home. The initial excitement and grand promises are colliding with the hard and expensive truth of what it takes to build something so audacious. The project has also faced controversy over the displacement of local tribes from the area, which has cast a shadow over its utopian marketing. So while the vision of the line is captivating and pushes the boundaries of our imagination, the practical hurdles are enormous. From the unprecedented engineering challenges and the potential psychological impact on residents, to the reliance on unproven technology and the questionable economic model. The project is fraught with risk. It seems more like a spectacular piece of speculative architecture, a branding exercise for a new Saudi Arabia, then a practical solution for future urban living. Will it be a revolutionary new model for humanity, or will it become the most ambitious and expensive failed project in history? Based on the evidence so far, the dream of the line is crashing back to Earth long before it ever had a chance to be populated. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's biggest ideas.